To all my friends out there, I found a parking place in the shade. It's really nice and sunny today. I hope everyone is getting ready for Easter, to have a nice Easter. I'm just going to my son's. I don't have to do anything. I already bought candy and treats. Christmas, it was hard to find anything, so I thought, oh hell no, I'm gonna go get my stuff early. So on Easter, I don't do that much. I usually think a little bit about the story of Christ was crucified and then resurrected. And so what is really bad to think about is the killing of an innocent person, and in a horrific way by crucifying. There was two other criminals crucified. One said, "Remember me when you come to your kingdom," and the other, "And we deserve what we're getting." And the other one said, "If you are God, why can't you just save all three of us?" But it's doubtful that anyone deserved crucifixion, first of all. So it was a time of cruelty, and it was a time of killing of innocents. Innocent people are probably killed here too. That's a bad thought. So what some of us want to do is we want to say, can we see any parallels of the murder of innocents? Because that is really bad. And some people, and they've been on my channel too, you have your own channel, you have your own opinion, don't you? But that's okay. But the killing of innocents will bring a judgment. And I mentioned that the judgments are for the evildoers, not the good people. And in the instance of actually crucifying, it was conceived of the Holy Spirit and born of a woman. That was extra uncalled for, and it did carry a judgment. It carried some pretty bad judgments too. And so we're looking for the shedding of innocent blood, because that will bring a judgment. Also, we're looking for the mistreatment of slaves or prisoners, and we're seeing some real bad stuff in China. I think they're refugees, and they're also the own Chinese prisoners. They're slaves. They're driven like slaves and probably mistreated, and it will bring a judgment ultimately. We don't know when. And then Sodom and Gomorrah, there will be a judgment if there's similar. Somewhere in the Bible it said there's nothing new under the sun. So we don't have to search, what's going on? This has never happened again. Have we ever seen the shedding of innocent blood, the mistreatment of slaves? Okay, the Egyptians did get a judgment. And Sodom and Gomorrah, yes, we have. And so that was what I was thinking about. And another thing, and it's my opinion, and people didn't like this, is, in my opinion, the Bible is a dual book. It tells the story of Jesus, and it tells the story of Lucifer, who is the god of this world, and he will ultimately be able to mislead or trick a large amount of people. And how is he going to do that? Well, they're going to point to the Bible. Look here, look here, look here. And they're going to be following the wrong person. But one of the infallible things is, I don't think the false Messiah is going to be able to come up with the scars on his hands and his feet and on his side, because he was never crucified. So, and the other thing is, he's not going to be able to, if he can point to an earthly mother and an earthly father, chances are that's not him either. Okay, so now I've been buying books for my library, and so here is the depiction of Christ from Leonardo da Vinci. I've been studying this. But the fascinating thing about this is, what is this called? Salvator Mundo. I've been studying this for some time, and this is the Mona Lisa, and maybe I can find John the Baptist. Now, the fascinating thing about this, and a lot of people don't necessarily agree with this, you know, we can all have our own opinions, you guys. I don't know if I can find, this is a huge volume. I got it very cheap, Barnes and Noble for $10, which was the deal. And, you know, I've been leafing through it. I have a big volume, too, that I got for my birthday. This one was the 500-year, anyway, John the Baptist. But you will notice that the Mona Lisa, John the Baptist, and Salvator Mundo all look like Leonardo da Vinci. I am highly suspicious that he is the face of these people. Another thing on Salvator Mundo, it sold at one time, not so long ago, 1920, for $140. And I watched the auction. It was a very interesting, they said, well, you know, how do you place value on something like this? And so they said, well, a sports figure is worth 100 million. So this work of art should be worth that. They're going to start the bidding at that. So the bidding went on. And it was climbing, and people were shocked to 200 million. And finally, oh, I can't remember his name. I think he was a sheik from Dubai. A bid came in for $450 million. And so that was like shocking at the time. But now they're saying, you know, that it is worth so much more, which is kind of fascinating, because what happened was, the painting was never completed by Leonardo da Vinci, and so it was actually, you know, painted by someone else. It was the rudiments of the painting, but it was the last one they had. So that was kind of interesting to think about too. Okay, so now you guys know I have had terrible insomnia. I cannot believe I didn't think of this. I've always been a vitamin fanatic. And so finally, you know, the insomnia was just really terrible. So last night, I just took a prenatal vitamin before bed. And before I didn't even take sleeping pills. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, I cannot believe there was any possibility that I could be vitamin deficiency. I try to watch my diet. You know, this thing of the sandwich and a hamburger bun, you go, well, anybody would think of that. Yeah, but do you actually do it? Meat and cheese sandwich and a hamburger bun with some lettuce and tomato gives you a sandwich and a vegetable. And then, you know, last night I made this, actually my potato salad was delicious. And today, and it's much better than chips and dip. I do love chips and dip. But a bowl of this pasta salad, macaroni salad, I had coleslaw, you know, is so much better and easier. And you make it the night before and boom, you have it ready for lunch or dinner the next night. So I do know a couple of things just off the top of my head to do as you get older. I mean, I spent years studying this. Vitamins, of course, no sugar, and root foods like turnips, carrots. I thought, well, you know, I haven't been eating that many carrots or turnips. So, you know, just working a few of those. And the other place, you know, always to look is nuts and fish. Personally, I hate fruit. So I'm going to be going over my diet, and I'm going to be beefing up my vitamins, because nothing is worse than insomnia. It's really horrible. So I hope, you know, everyone, I hope nothing bizarre happens to really kind of mess up the holiday. Every holiday has been messed up for at least a year. So I think the vaccinations may kind of end this, but it's going to take a long time to work out of this mess that the pandemic has created. I was thinking about something, you know, when I was thinking about the mistreatment of slaves. I was reading a book one time, and it was a fictional book, and this wealthy guy was, first of all, he was captured in war and thrown into a dungeon, and you know, nearly starved for, you know, a good story. And then he was taken out of the dungeon and sold into slavery. And so he had been free in the past, and he had been wealthy in the past. So as soon as he got out of, you know, the dungeon, he started living just like he always did. He wasn't necessarily living in a mansion, but, you know, he was doing the very same thing. He would wash his clothes out at night. He would cook some dinner for himself, and he would read some books. He would do his work. And I thought, you know, the best thing to keep your children always safe from any kind of slavery is make sure they know what it is to be free. I mean, you can actually be free when you're a slave of sorts. You can't, you know, you can't. A lot of people think we're moving into a slave society controlled by the artificial intelligence. But the artificial intelligence can only control what they can see and what they can hear. They can control us economically, but, you know, I believe that the humans can always outsmart the AI somehow. So that might be, they're not actually fighting. So anyway, that needs to be considered as well. And even the religious freedom type thing, people don't like to hear about the judgments, but they're going to get some if they're evil enough long enough. And no one's going to save them. No one's going to be able to save them. This pandemic could be considered a plague. I'm not sure about that. I think it was more like some kind of indirect attack, like germ warfare. And do I think they're done? No, I don't think they're done. I think this is just the beginning. Okay, you guys, please. Another thing is, like, all these religions are going to join forces, and we're all going to be one big happy family. The financially dominating religion is going to start pushing everybody around. That's what's going to happen. That's what's already happening. That is not politically correct. You are a resource hog. Policing within the you know, population. You know, turn the population into the police. It's really it's on its way. I think there are enough of us that we're going to be okay. So please like, comment, and happy Easter, and God bless you all.